All right, let's get it started with the real Cam Newton, who after months of waiting has finally found a new job, joining Patriots on a one-year deal. In typical Cam Newton style, the quarterback released a long video bidding farewell to Carolina and hello to New England, and he ended it with a special message.
He said, "I'm at your neck." I don't need to translate that. I don't, but I will anyway.
Okay, do our job.
When he said, "I'm at your neck," he didn't define who that "your" was.
Ooh.
See, that's what I love about Cam.
Ooh.
He left it open-ended. He didn't define who that "your." I was never a good English person. I don't know if that's a pronoun, a noun, whatever the case it may be, Marcellus.
My dog.
But I love that he just said, "I'm at your neck." Here's what people got to remember about Cam. Everybody has scrutinized him, slept on him, caught good naps. I mean, everybody has slept on Cam, forgetting what he has accomplished.
Yeah.
Auburn, national champion.
Great.
Heisman, first-round pick. It's so hard to live up to being a first-round pick as a quarterback, but yet still Cam, 2015 NFL MVP, and everybody doubting Cam. And he said, "You know what? When I saw that, bro, for the first time, I just stopped and started clapping because I said, this is the Cam I want to see, because there's 31 teams out here on Cam's hit list, and he's going for each and every one of them."
And I love that. Like you said, I mean, I don't know if it's just lost in the energy of players talk and how we translate things, but when I heard him say "at your neck," and I didn't even get the neck out because they cut the video, I'm like, that lets you know, boy, this ain't gonna never stop. I am on you. I love the fact that this was a hard reset for Cam. This was a recalibration of who Cam Newton is, not only in his potential, but in what his production has been to this point. It used to be a day, you're so young, you probably don't remember this day, but it used to be a day where your parents would say, "Just mind your own business." And that used to be a positive, because if you mind your own business, you're probably focused on work and doing something instead of just talking about it, being about it. But now with social media and the way the world goes and the way the perceptions change in an instant, you can't just mind your own business because you become a punching bag. People will literally forget about your greatness unless you remind them. And that's why I love Cam Newton for putting out this video and leaving out the K in neck. Just letting you know, I am not done, unfinished business. I heard y'all, and I'm coming for y'all, and y'all in trouble.
You got to remember, Brad, like some things is TV people, personalities, opinionists, we can translate to the viewer at home. Like, there's some things we can very clear-cut translate so that y'all can decipher. Then there's some verbiage, some vernacular, some idiom, some phrases of speech, figures of speech that's real hard to just translate.
Yeah.
But when a grown man says, "I'm at your neck," like, you only hear that a couple times, bro. And it's usually fighting words.
Yeah.
And you feel me?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's usually fighting words, and it usually comes with that index finger pointing in your face like, "I'm at your..." What I'm trying to say.
Please say it with your chest.
What I'm trying to say.
With your chest.
Cam Newton not playing no games. Cam Newton remembers that while we may forget, Cam Newton looks back and he's like, wait a second. 2015... I gave y'all about 4,000 passing yards alone.
Hello.
He's like, wait a second. 2015, what I did through the air and on the ground historically, y'all have never really seen that before.
Listen.
Wait a second. I'm 6'5", 260, chisel. Like, put some respect with the CK on my name. Yeah. What I think when I see this video is Cam Newton understands, like he said he's not bitter, but he's angry. And there's a difference, because bitterness, it'll erode you from the inside out. But anger, it's just a motivational tool and a motivational tactic. So when Cam, I don't really care to watch much else this season besides Cam Newton. I'm going to just put it like that.
And the carnage that will be left on the field.
Yes, sir.
As Cam Newton returns to form. I love the fact that my former coach, his former coach, Norv Turner, went on record and said, excuse me, have y'all forgot who Cam Newton is? When he was with us, 6-2, MVP candidate, then he got hurt. Just put the tape on. He played his ass off. Boy, I love working at Fox. I can say ass like that. He played his ass off. That's what Norv said. And Norv has been coaching since 1975. Norv got 2 Super Bowl rings coaching the triplets in Dallas. Norv doesn't have to take care of anybody. He's been around the entire league, knows everyone, and he pulls no punches. So I respect what he saw, and I respect what he says. But I'm going to have to employ you to, you said you're a pastor's son, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We need to put some of them holy healing hands on this young man, Cam Newton, because if Cam Newton, and I used to have this Lord's Prayer for myself, and then I had to stop it because I was like, I'm being really selfish. But I really did have this same mindset because I kept getting hurt, but I kept balling through injury. And then finally it caught up to me, and I used to say, if you just make it where I'm not hurt, I don't get injured, I'll do the rest. I don't need to get bigger. I don't need to get faster.
That's fact.
I don't need to get stronger.
That's fact.
I don't need the playbook anymore to digest. Just don't let me get hurt. Cam Newton on that treadmill yesterday looked like a guy who said, if I don't get hurt, and that's something that I can't even predict, y'all in trouble. And that's the pain that's coming.
Bro, keep in mind, the game has also evolved now since Cam last played a really healthy season in 2017.
Good point.
Like, Cam was getting hurt because they were not refereeing in the same manner that they are now as far as protect quarterbacks at all costs. Everybody's kind of talked about the game. Oh, it's not physical enough anymore.
Yeah.
For Cam, that behooves Cam Newton. When you talk about, like, people forget, yes, 2015 was his MVP season, but 2017, dude still went 11-5. Like 2017, he still had the Panthers on the map. What I love about the situation now with Cam, what I love about where he's at, it's like you said, as long as Cam Newton is the Cam Newton we've all grown accustomed to seeing.
Yeah.
And mind you, nobody knows Cam better than Cam. That's why when we saw the video, we just showed the last excerpt from it, but walking on the treadmill for 60 minutes at incline 10, you know, I was paying attention.
I saw that too.
I was like, Cam, what you want? What speed you
mile
want?
per hour? Yeah.
Dude, going on that treadmill on an incline of 10 for 60 minutes while talking to us, letting us know, hey, I've been doing this. Like, I'm not even going to show y'all everything, but I've been doing this. Y'all will see come September what I've been talking about.
And it's coming. And I didn't get an answer from you, but I assume your daddy's going to give us some of that holy water.
Oh, yes.
Some of that don't get hurt juice. That's what Cam needs to rub on himself if he doesn't get hurt. Cam, beyond the production slights and the people who forgot that he was the #1 overall pick who actually lived up to those expectations, was in the Super Bowl, was an MVP, is the fact that people are trying to use the excuse, the reasoning of, oh, Cam had to wait because he couldn't get a medical examination. They couldn't bring him into the fold. So I had to do my own Matlock work and realize that free agency started March 18th after our country shut down March 11th, 13th. At least 15 players that were hurt or on IR switched teams mysteriously while Cam Newton had to sit there on the treadmill and create a video. Those people who all went out there and was making transactions but overlooked the Cam Newton that we know, they're going to have to pay for it. To another quarterback with a lot to prove, it's Baker Mayfield. After a rough sophomore season, I mean rough, Baker has been trying to change his approach this offseason, doing less talking and more working. Even so, former NFL GM Mike Tannenbaum says Baker will be on a very short leash this season, and that new coach, Kevin Stefanski, won't hesitate to bench the former top pick. Cho, you think Baker will be on a short leash?
Absolutely not.
Oh, God.
Well,
this dude. What?
I've been torn, Marcellus.
Okay.
This is the first time I'm going to say I've been torn.
That suit too tight.
Yeah, it is. It is. Suit might get torn himself. He's not going to be on a short leash because he's a first-round pick, right? Baker Mayfield, new coach, etc. But
#1 pick, not just a first-rounder, right?
Yeah. But there's a guy by the name of Case Keenum, Marcellus. A guy by the name of Case Keenum, 6'1", 215. Want to know Baker Mayfield? 6'1", 215. Case Keenum, career completion percentage, 62.5%. Baker, 61.5%. The more I dug into the statistics, the more I put on my glasses and got my Sherlock Holmes on, I realized Case Keenum, he's really just Baker Mayfield without the drama.
Don't do this.
Case Keenum, remember, played at U of H, shotgun offense, spread them out. Baker Mayfield, after leaving Texas Tech, went to OU, a program I'm very familiar with. Spread them out. Quarterbacks, what are they known for, Marcellus? Their accuracy. Not overbearing, not over-aggressive, but they're known for their touch on the ball. Case Keenum, when he had weapons, we just going to act like he wasn't that dude? Minnesota replacing Teddy Bridgewater, went 11-3 as a starter? Are we just going to act like that didn't happen?
Facts.
So While I'm torn to say that Baker Mayfield will have a short leash because of the whole number 1 overall pick thing, a part of me is like, Acho, don't overthink things.
Thank you. I was about to go there.
A part of me is saying, Acho, don't overthink things. But where I'm standing on is, in the event that Baker Mayfield does for some reason and somehow falter, you got Case Keenum back there.
Damn you.
And Case Keenum ain't just sorry. I don't care what nobody say.
I'm with you, but hold on. You put the glasses on, you started to overthink, and then you took them off, and then you stopped thinking. Like, I need you to figure out some medium. You gave me a height-weight similarity comparison, and then started to go to their skills and said,
they're the same player.
They're the same player.
They're the same player.
But you've been in the league. You know what it is in the league.
What is it?
In the league, a lot more is a part of that equation other than just talent. If you're picked number 1 overall, think about the expectations you have to live up to just to be standard, just to be par for the course.
Who set the expectations?
The selection, the owner, has them purchasing the team in 2012. I'll get to this. Those are the expectations. Once you're number 1 overall pick in this quarterback carousel of the Cleveland Browns organization, hey, man, short leash for all of them. What they've had, 20 quarterbacks in the last 20 years? Short leashes. Let's get to this, though. If you're a new coach, Kevin Stefanski, you come in there, and all of a sudden, right before the season, a guy who multiple times said he knows you very well, Mike Tannenbaum, it's sounding like he's talking for Coach Kevin Stefanski. In this sense, there's 2 ways this is going to play. The bad way is either he's going to live and die on the field. We put Baker Mayfield out there, damn right, duh, and we're going to put him out there in an extended stint to let him live or die on that field. Now, if it goes south, we got to pull the trigger fast if I'm Kevin Stefanski. One, I'm a new rookie coach. I can't have that win-loss record get affected by a guy who I see once again on the trajectory of throwing 21 interceptions like he did last year. So if it's bad, he looks at the owner and says, hey, man, this your guy. This your dude. I'm sorry. I know he's a rock star if he hits, but he's not hitting right now, and he is sinking this ship. So then ownership got to tuck his tail once again and have to retreat. But if it goes well, Kevin Stefanski walks in that ownership office again and says, you see what I did there? Coached that boy up, got him stable, got him right consistently. And that's the only way this is going to divide. But it's going to divide this year, and I think it's a short leash.
Let me ask you a question, because we got to get on the same page if we don't answer the question at all. Define a short leash.
Short leash is he won't finish the season if he's struggling. And that's dictated by Baker Mayfield. I'm not saying they're going out there with the intent to try and shorten his leash. They're going out there and saying, we don't want a leash at all. But Baker, you've been too inconsistent. We are underachieving. You are at the most important position. So if I'm a new coach, I can't have this stain my resume like it did. He's on his 4th head coach and his 4th offensive coordinator in 3 years. That's tough sledding for Baker, but it's even tougher for Kevin Stefanski, who doesn't want to be one of the others.
The only way... People have to remember in the NFL, what the fans don't get, what the knowledge that you don't have access to unless you walked and traversed those locker rooms is, there's always a scapegoat. There's always going to be a scapegoat.
Yeah,
a scapegoat, like you said, Stefanski, if things aren't going well, he got to realize, I got to save myself.
Preach.
Where's the life raft? Because everybody can't get on.
Right.
The only way the leash is going to be short for Baker is if, like you said, they start struggling a little bit early. And Stefanski is like, you know what? I can't commit to this dude because I just got here. I'm trying to save myself. Bump this. I'm going to go to Case Keenum, who has come in relief and won some games before. But what we have to remember, Baker's still only on year 3. New system. Again, there are just so many excuses for Baker Mayfield, who, by the way, since he has gotten to the league, has been, for whatever reason, the king of excuses. And we've made them for him. Yeah. But I'm not with this. It's not going to be a short leash unless Stefanski gets selfish at the last second.
Oh, first of all, selfish is not even the reason why. The first law of nature for all of us is self-preservation. Like, we're going to survive. How to survive in South Central. This is how you survive. Baker Mayfield goes out there and struggles. Mike Tannenbaum said it. His own words right here. Baker Mayfield will not throw 21 interceptions because when he's on track to do it, he'll be standing right next to coach on the sideline. And that's facts. You can't put him out there. I love the fact that Kurt Warner talked about Cam Newton, but it actually applies to Baker Mayfield in terms of perception. how quickly people's perspective of you change that fast. And this is a former NFL MVP who found himself out of work. You think Baker Mayfield, who was a surprise #1 overall pick, people were like, really? Baker Mayfield went #1? I thought he was going to go top 10 maybe, but #1? A surprise pick who has been inconsistent and has shown them that he hasn't always been focused just on the prize, is now in a situation where I think his job is in jeopardy. He starts off struggling, short leash. You have to do it.